Welcome to another series of Fallout Anomaly, a mod list for Fallout 4.
Good hunting, Stalker.
I guess this new character is going to be blue. This fella Emmett looks like he could be blue. Check out the Nexus page, and very important, apply the MCM settings after picking up the Pip-Boy. Mrs. Blue is looking oddly blue. Just a quick note, I'm on version 0.5.7.9 of the mod list. There's a newer version out, a slightly newer one, but all of the updates and tweaks I've already made manually, so I'll probably skip that one. Just for reference, if you see this video down the road, the mod list can change a lot. Slap this bad boy on. So last time I had done medicine, which I think is a must, and fitness is a must, but I had picked handguns instead of long arms. It's kind of too bad, but it really seems like you have to pick. You don't have to, but there's some really good perks under fitness and medicine early game. So I'm going to be picking those again. So last time I had picked Compulsive Hoarder, plus 50 to carry weight, and minus 30 cell, which kind of screwed me a bit because I couldn't afford radiation treatment when I got to Diamond City. However, that was mainly user error, so I'll be picking it again. And I don't think I want another trait. I think that's good enough, so I'll skip the second one. There's a ton of starting packages, but I'm going to pick the Big Game Hunter again because you get the hunting rifle. I didn't know this, but apparently the weapons are slightly random. Like sometimes they'll have a scope, sometimes they won't. So, because I'm still pretty new to all this, I think I could benefit by maybe having a rifle with a scope. That'd be huge. Alright, mod config. Now that we have the Pip-Boy. And apply. Grab some armor. We have a knife, which is nice and fast, so we're not going to do the baton. Stim pack. Cigarette. Those are huge. Those are how you save. You autosave in this game. On my previous playthroughs, I didn't do too much crafting, but I did notice some things required glowing fungus, so I just want to grab a few of them. So I guess all this stuff is part of the main mod for healing. Stab. Grab some water, and what else? I picked that up last time, but it's a little heavy. Maybe I'll just pick up this stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be really heavy. Oh well. The Big Game Hunter gets a bunch of extra food. I think it's for trophies, but I'm pretty sure I don't have the knowledge early game to cook with it, so I'm just going to leave it in here. Apparently this mod list has a mod that makes you significantly more detectable if your flashlight's on. And that explains some situations from my last game. It's kind of fun. I do like how fast this knife is. Ooh. It's a scary fella. Okay, let's get some bobby pins. Pack of cigarettes. Let's open those. Yes, 7 is, I think, the maximum amount of autosaves that you can get out of this vault. So we got 10 mil. We got lots of 10 mil actually. That's nice. Broken to Pip-Boy. I didn't read this last time, but okay, just some fun lore.
Sweet.
Okay, this is huge for healing. Ooh, don't like that at all. Yeah, that guy freaks me out. Ooh, okay, that was not as clean as it could have been. Dirty filters. Apparently, in the crafting stations, you can make cleaner ones somehow, but I'm not going to bother with that carry weight down in the vault. Maybe I won't keep these glasses, the green bandana. This one is clearly way better. And the jumpsuit. Okay, let's put on this armor, which goes with my nice hunter's long coat. That's a pretty good armor rating actually too. I didn't realize. And I guess we'll put this on now. So what's really important is my last character I played through the entire 4 episodes, like, you know, to level 7 or 8, not having a filter on. And if you look closely, you'll see 0%. So there is still no filter on. Alrighty, before leaving the vault, notice my gas mask, it's 100%. I just put a filter on. Do not do what I did my last character and play with no filter the entire time. The radiation damage just got out of control and the character was bricked. So you can click on this and he screws a filter on. Now there's hotkeys and all that stuff that can be found. If we go to mod config and we go to user interface, there is a setting down here, hotkey manager, and there's a bunch from different mods, but in particular there's some good ones. I guess Shift F4, not to be confused with Alt F4. This one I'm just actually noticing for the first time. Looks very handy. Shift K. Your screen can get covered with water and blood, so that's cool. The next thing, I got a couple extra cigarettes. I guess we got 9 of them. I'm gonna autosave. Alrighty. Finish.
Enjoy your return to the surface.
Okay, this is looking good. Notice how I did not fall through the vault floor there? So I guess I'm okay with the uneducated shooter. Apparently this is like a followers tweak mod. We don't have any followers yet.
How to serve, sir?
Alright, you might notice during certain dialogue, or leaving it, it flashes, and I'm just realizing that when I'm not playing first person, the world is pretty vivid, and then the gas mask adds that shader. I think that's pretty cool. Store all junk. Okay, so the weight is going down considerably. What's the heaviest weighted thing? I'm gonna throw a couple traps away because of their insane weight. That is ridiculous, actually. Survival pack. Apparently this is a hard save mechanic. I should really know that for sure before making statements, but it seems like cigarettes and sleeping are autosaves, and the game only keeps like 3 of them. I've increased it myself in the configs to like 15, but this is a hard save. I guess it's the only way to do a hard save. Okay, before I get too carried away, I want to change my keybinds, make sure they're set. So we got hunting rifle 3. For aid, there's this device. I like to set it to 0. But it just shows your internal radiation level, which is up here, you're ingested. And then down here is like an environmental one. They work together or against against the player. If one goes up, it feeds into the other one, it creates a vicious loop. So when you start getting radiation, you really got to deal with it quickly. That's the critical mistake that I made last time. And this was set to 0. I'm going to set it to 9. It's like your basic stim pack. It's a lot slower in this. I think it's the MAME mod pack that adds a lot of this stuff. So it's definitely worth reading up on that mod page for MAME, M-A-I-M, I believe. And this guy, I was setting that to 8 because it was kind of fun. The Wasteland Codex, pretty fun little mod. Let's try something different here.
General Atomics International was a powerhouse of the American industry, responsible for the production of power plants, laser rifle components, and especially iconic robots.
Just set these up. I just want to highlight kind of what they look like inside. So a lot of those drugs I don't think I'll be using, but MAME, I guess it's the same. No, it's not the same. So adhesive, antiseptics, cloth, and mutfruit. These are things I have to keep an eye out for. And there's why I picked up the glowing fungus. I guess that's for rad removal. So even acid, okay. It's kind of a good idea to... because there's so many crafting items in the game, eh? Okay, this is actually huge. This is the hard save. Adhesive, cloth, water, stim pack. Kind of showing those for my reference as well. Filter efficiency. So I guess since I was in the crafting station, there's 3 perks to increase the efficiency. So going back to our home,
There we go.
I guess melee might actually be good for me. And there's the special. We're going to take perception because that was pretty low off the start. Taking a quick look at those again. This is our loadout. Pretty low from vanilla Fallout, eh? And then our perks. When you start taking damage and limb damage stuff, it's kind of hidden away, I think, in here. And then this thing will just get huge with different effects that you have on you. And I don't know what a lot of the other jazz is. Okay, that's crazy. Power armor right in the home. A duffel. Interesting. Now, does that mean that that's a backpack that I can wear? Holy moly. Okay, I'm glad I checked that. It doesn't tell you anything about increasing your carry weight, but if we're at 147, we just gained 50 pounds. What are those times? Two points for 2 minutes and that many seconds? That's outrageous.
What about the city? Concord is nearby, and, well, the people there have only shot at me a few times.
For anyone that doesn't know, this house has a cellar. And it's got a pretty sweet shotgun that has no bullets. Gold bar, advanced, can't get into... oh my goodness. Water. And then there's duffel bag at that same house. Grenades and another small plate. Small protection for 12 hits before breaking. So that's actually really huge. And the fact you can even do that on the fly, check your plate condition, is a pretty cool idea. Okay, I haven't saved since leaving the vault, which makes me extremely nervous. I've collected a lot of gear, and it's never fun doing all of that again. So let's get a save. I've done a fair bit of looting in Sanctuary, and it's definitely worth it, I believe, before venturing out. And a good tip here I'll share is there's a scrap bucket here somewhere. Don't scrap it, but store it, because we see how we need that metal bucket to make this water pump. Quick State of the Union here. Let's go to stats. We're a little hungry, tired, and I guess we have adrenaline. I just had a quick check, and I guess because of all that meat I threw away, I haven't picked up any food at all yet, which is interesting. I thought last time I had food. So let's just sleep for an hour. Usually there's a couple grenades in here. If you're not familiar with the abandoned tunnels, it's like a player base. It's a safe, as far as I know, it's a safe spot. And once you've unlocked faraway places like Diamond City and, you know, Salem or whatever else, it's like a quick travel. But there's no point in me going there yet until I've unlocked
Hey, boy.
further
What are you doing here all by
destinations.
yourself?
That mole rat event is kind of obnoxious early game, I find. I don't like putting bullets into them, and I didn't have good luck last time with a knife, so it seems like if you leave, that scripted event never comes back. One of my favorite things to do, going back to vanilla Fallout days, is coming to this water tower. And then also, there's this. Okay, so that's nice, actually. This is called the You Are Exceptional mod, and it is a pretty cool overhaul with a whole perk point system. I don't typically increase these, or I don't plan to unless I explicitly need to for something, so we'll kind of ignore these ones. One of the first things to me that makes sense to take right off the bat, I'm just going to quickly scroll through all this till we get to fitness. This is one of the reasons why I like to tag fitness right off the start, is because I hope this makes sense, but the physical damage plus 10 I think makes a lot of sense. Same with plus 10 to energy. If somebody knows better for this mod list, at least correct me, but I think this is huge for survival. But like even the moving target, being able to sprint and run away and dodge, like that's going to be fitness 30, so see how this works? We can't click on that yet, so we're going to have to say, hey, we need fitness 30, but we're at 27, so we'll throw a few points in, but of course we don't have too many points. However, I also like planning ahead, and you can imagine too, you're looking at this stuff, there's a ton of perks here, right? In the beginning, it's probably helpful to hide it. However, so this will show you what you can make, right? But early game, you kind of want to be working towards something. And I had good luck with it last time, so I'm going to do it again, but in medicine, because I've looked at a lot of these. It's very time consuming. The medicine perks, there's a law enforcer. So plus 10% damage to raiders, gunners, and triggermen. That's a lot of your enemy, you know, in the Commonwealth, right? Especially early game at Concord. So that's huge. So we're going to need medicine 30. Which is fine. I'll probably actually throw it there, because I know I can throw a few more points in next level to unlock it, and then grab this perk. Now the other one I know that I'm going to want, again from reading through all of these, is under salvage. It's the zombie hunter, plus 10% more damage to ghouls, which, you know, obviously huge, right? However, we were not able to tag that one, so this one's quite low. And I believe synths and all that are under hacking, super mutants are under chemistry. A new passive ability, pharmacist. Okay, so I'm seeing here that medicine pharmacist, basic understanding of first aid and it's life-saving. So you're now capable of gathering tier 1 supplies. Interesting. So this is definitely a lot of information to take in for sure, right? That's actually almost kind of too small for me to read. Okay, so the reason that I came to Abernathy Farm is you can get these tomatoes, and it seems to be a good food source early game. Like I said, last time I tried to do mole rats, but I guess I irradiated myself, even though I thought I was cooking it into a soup. Gas mask filter case, that's huge. Okay, there's a lot of gas mask filters. This stuff must be really random, because I don't remember this being a good place last time. It's almost 9 o'clock. I should get back to Sanctuary before it gets too dark.
If you look around our wasteland today, it might be easy to assume that dogs are the most popular pets of pre-war America. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. The domesticated feline outnumbered their canine counterparts. Abraham Lincoln kept cats at the White House, and evidence suggests that cats were domesticated 2,000 years before Egypt's pharaohs built the pyramids.
Okay, something I gotta teach myself here is to store all junk, and then to take a look through stuff we don't need to carry. Definitely don't need to carry that. I mean, I'm probably going to carry all these extra rifles because we have so much carry weight now. But only carry ammo that we need. I can sort by weight for all. Just to see. Yeah, stuff like melons, don't need that on. Got a lot of water, actually. Okay, a little pro tip here. If you hit H on the keyboard, it brings up a mouse wheel. You don't have to hold it, you just hit it, and then you can, you know, eat your food, your water, change your guns, all of the healing. Looks pretty cool. Hit tab to get out of there. So I think it's time to sleep for a full night. Sure, 7 a.m. Gas mask with goggles. Because of the 3 pounds, I don't want to just carry around a gas mask, right? Notice they can take damage. Mine in the top left says undamaged, and notice it's kind of covering a little blurb about dog meat. Going into the MCM, I believe it's user interface and companion. I had just adjusted this widget here. And it's the W or the S key I'm hitting to go down. And if you hold control, it goes by 1. See, we've changed 4. Those are the 4 that I've changed. I want to like make my own. So I click save. Oh. Are those spiders? Okay, I was not expecting this. Okay, that's funny. Going from a level 8 character back to this new game here for this new session is humbling. I expected to one-hit those guys. Maybe the pipe rifle was the bad gun to use. Okay, so now that I've died and I've reloaded, if I hit K, see, now this does show up. So if we butcher, we can do different things, and again, you can hit K again and do something else, or you could show their inventory if they had something. You can do that on people, get human meat, all that stuff. I'll have to rewatch the footage. I'm pretty sure when I first tried it, I had the knife out. I think you need the knife out? That's a good question, actually. If we hit F... Sorry, if we hit K. Aha. Okay, so it definitely seems like we need a reload. I'm not sure how all those MCM settings work, but it almost seems like you have to save and reload the game or die to get some of them to take effect. One thing I gotta work on is making sure all my guns are reloaded. Using 308 ammo on these guys seems like overkill. Maybe if I used 1? Okay, so just be a little calmer and place your shots. So this thing's cool. I walked right by it first couple times I was playing. Little tailgate there. But you can't drive until you get keys, and then you also need fuel storage. So, nice little storage, nice place to sleep. Tire repair kit. APC note. Me and the dog went to Sanctuary. Is it perhaps my dog you're talking about? I don't think I mentioned it, but G is like some kind of bullet time. It slows things down a little bit. You might see it shortly. I don't know if he needed the double tap, but I went for it. APC key, diary, lots of good... Ooh, corn. Corn's a little different. Nuclear material. I'm trying to decide if I want to engage, because engaging is usually always a mistake this early, but... Why am I in aid? I need to be in weapons for this.
Tested radiation levels safe.
How well was that placed? Oh. Am I getting any shots in? Whoa. Oh, we're out of bullets? No, I heard a click. Hit G. Try to get that headshot. Perhaps watch my 6. I don't know. I'll tell you what, that music. Oh, great. What is this thing? Okay. I don't know what to make of that. He's got to be just tanking bullets, right? Okay, I don't know what to do there. I don't exactly have the greatest aim under stress, but I'm pretty sure he should have been dead, right? Okay, was that guy... I just heard an experience. He must have fallen down. Okay, that aim could have been so much better, but I'm sure that's because my handguns are like less than 10 skill points. So let's hit G. And try to line up a shot. Uh-huh. I don't... The Reaver. He's that two-headed guy, eh? Oh, you want a stim pack, don't you? Okay, depending on how much more he falls, there's a good chance I would like to not have to waste stim packs on him. kind of cheaty, but if you watch how he fights, he's really bad against many enemies. He's almost a liability. Okay, so I don't know what these holsters are. I passed them last time. It must be like a cosmetic thing. I had picked this last time thinking it was super amazing because it said, hey, plus 10 carry weight. But notice we just dropped because this guy here, who I overlooked last time, I'm pretty sure, in Sanctuary, hopefully that's a static drop that everybody gets because it's amazing. It doesn't tell you anything good. So let's just drop that. You're gonna scare me with those noises. So one of the things that I need to work on, especially in this playthrough where I'm trying to record it, is to only level up when I'm going to be saving right away. Because nothing's worse than, you know, being inconsistent from video to video where you do something different because you died. Which is kind of what happened to me a bit last time. Law Enforcer. More damage to raiders, which is huge. And of course the next thing I want to get, I know, is in salvage for the ghouls. So I think the last time I played, I kind of went this route here and came back. And by that time, I had gained a lot of experience. So a bit of advice if you're having a hard time getting started is to not go straight to Concord. It's a bit of a tough fight. A lot of zombies in the north here. There's a really cool safe house that I want to point out too. It is the coolest thing, and I'm not going to go into it right now, but I think it's to do with that robot maybe. I don't want to talk to him because these raiders are going to see me. But this is a rope. You interact with it, and then it's a load screen. It puts you up there, and then in this building is an insanely cool base with everything kitted out. It'll probably be my main base.
Ghouls already lead a hard life in the wasteland, beset by prejudice from all sides. As if that wasn't enough, they can become feral, degenerating into a wild animal kept alive by radiation, interested only in slaughter and gorging itself on whatever it manages to kill. A fate worse than death. Why ghouls go feral is still not entirely understood. You'd think that after 2 centuries, we would know what causes it, so we could come up with a solution. Our best guess is that exposure to intense levels of ionizing radiation or other environmental factors cause a rapid degeneration of higher brain functions and regression into a primal feral state. Feral ghouls typically cluster in groups and attack whatever disturbs them, uttering a screech that lures other ghouls and will attack in turn.
Well, I gotta work on my aim here if I'm gonna survive the wasteland. It's funny, you get so focused on lining up your headshots, there could be somebody sneaking up right behind you. Well, he kind of ducked.
Come on out. This won't take long.
We're peckish, are we? Let's hit H for the Hot Wheel. Baked potato. Properly fed. Interesting. So we got a 3 damage.
Oh, it's on!
I totally assumed. That's crazy. Wow. That was so dumb. I totally assumed that explosion got one of them. Okay, medium plate. That is huge. I don't know if I need this many gas masks, but at my current weight, it's hard to pass them up. Okay, I'm going to save it here, because relatively speaking, I don't have a save point till way before I got into here. It's relatively clean. Didn't take too much damage, waste too many bullets.
Well, alright. Maybe our luck's finally turning around.
So I said I wasn't going to do this without saving, but there's going to be ghouls, so I should definitely be prepared. Okay, so hit learn those skills, do zombie hunter for plus 10% damage, rapid recovery. Outside of combat, you regenerate health per second at a decent rate. Okay, so that actually seems like something I need to get. Okay, we're getting pretty low now with our scoped bullets. Okay, it's complete insanity that they've given one of those guys a flamethrower.
Yo, psst.
Spread out! Find him!
Okay, that's pretty good. So we're not getting a good vantage point, but they're putting bullets into the Deathclaw right now. I think this is a good time to go to the player home. Alrighty, so we are in the player home. So there's all kinds of really cool decoration and stuff to look at and interact with. It's a really cool base. Nice little fake skybox. But I'm going to sleep. I think this is a good place to call it. We made some decent progress. We're close to taking over Concord. It's about 2.5 hours so far me recording. I'm going to have to try to chop that down into sizable bites. But level 5, not bad. We're doing way better with the radiation effects. We don't really have much damage to us. I'm a little concerned that this isn't working, but because this is, you know, a work in progress beta mod list, that's to be expected, and I'm not opposed to, you know, early game not being bombarded by radiation before I even have a foothold of what's going on. And to be fair too, I don't know, like, is the world just constant radiation damage where it's like constantly ticking down? Because that would be kind of stressful. I'll have to ask in the Discord how that's supposed to work. But I don't want it constantly ticking down where I'm worried about, you know, getting the next filter. But we'll see. Alright, at the start of the video I mentioned I would include a quick blurb here on the README. It's a really cool website. You kind of have to check it out if you're interested in playing the mod list. And even if you're not, browse through it. Maybe it'll make you interested. We click over here in the guide section. There's a video, and even though it's slightly out of date, I used it at the time of my video here, 0.5.7.9. I still found it quite relevant. It's a good supplement to this guide, and there's a lot of critical steps that if you do not do what this guide is telling you to do, and it's not like it's a little overwhelming, but the information's pretty concise, you're gonna have a hard time. Like the guide's here for a reason. You should read it, and it's constantly changing, improving, yada yada yada. So while you're downloading those 800 mods and installing the pack, which will take a couple hours, it's a really good thing to do while you are waiting. And then of course, once you're in the game, even before it, browse through some of the overhauls, like the perks, the core system. There's user interface stuff. There's some tips and strategies. All good information. I have never actually looked at this character builder, but I guess there it is. But yeah, definitely check out the Discord community, because it seems like a new update is months away, half year away. So, stay in the loop, right?